Good evening and welcome to the Legends edition on KBC Channel 1. I am Fayyaz Qureshi. Our sign language interpreter for tonight's edition is Anne Wangeshi. But first, a quick look at stories making headlines on tonight's bulletin. Carnage on Gataka Road. 9 lives cut short by a deadly bus plunge in Bagathi River. Resist the temptation. Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi cautions leaders against tribal rhetoric.
If you see Joho, Oparanya, Simba, then you see Baba.
And the scramble for ODM. Raila Odinga moves to quell tension in the Orange Party and calls for the support and the respect of its leaders. Welcome back. 9 people have been confirmed dead, while 17 others are nursing injuries following a fatal accident along Gataka Road in Ongata Rongai, Kajiado County, where a bus plunged into Bagathi River. And residents of the area are calling on the government to expand the road, even as they urged authorities to ensure traffic rules are followed to avoid such incidences.
This is what remains of the ill-fated Naboka Sacco bus that was plying the Gataka-Karen Hadi route. According to eyewitnesses, the fatal accident occurred at about 9:30 a.m. on Saturday.
Tumeweza kupoteza watu 9 na wengine 17 wako kwa mahospitali mbalimbali area hii ya Nairobi na Gong. Kwa wale walipelekwa hospitali ya Karen 14, wengine wameweza kudischargiwa, hatujui ni wangapi, hatujapata idadi ya wenye wameachiliwa kwenda nyumbani.
A section of Gataka residents who are the first responders decry the dangers posed by the unroadworthy vehicles.
Tafadhali, traffic rules lazima wahakikishe hao watu wasibebe excess. Alafu gari na overtake kwa mlima. Tangu lini gari na overtake kwa mteremko? Tangu lini?
Ni haya magari ambayo ni mabofu kwa barabara waziondoe kabisa, kwa sababu unakuta gari imechoka na polisi wetu pia wako wanakula shilingi 50. Hiyo tabia ndio tunaomba serikali ya kwamba iondoke kabisa.
National Traffic Commandant Mary Omari says they will investigate the allegations.
Hiyo allegation kwamba officers wanachukua hongo, wanafunga macho ndio wasikamate zile magari zinavuja sheria, tutachunguza na kama kuna ukweli tutachukua hatua.
Residents also calling on the roads to be expanded as it has become a black spot.
Kwa sababu hii gari ambayo imeanguka hapa si ya kwanza, ni magari mengi sana ambayo yameanguka kwa hii bridge. So tunaomba serikali ipanue hii barabara kwa haraka iwezekanavyo.
Serafina Robi for Legends edition.
Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi has warned leaders against taking the country back to the dark days when politics of ethnicity were a commonplace. Mudavadi regretted that politics were previously determined by ethnic configurations and engagements and called for the need to rise above petty regional, tribal and ethnic formations and build a united country.
Speaking at the funeral service of the late Mama Rose Nabaloya Mudavadi, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi emphasized on the need for Kenyans to maintain peace, saying it binds a country together and opens gates of economic prosperity.
Let us not try and go back to where we left. We left those dark days where our politics was determined purely by ethnic configurations. We broke that in 2022. I want to appeal to the people of Kenya that let us not be cheated or deceived to go back to any ethnic engagements for purposes of our destiny. As Kenya, we must be one, we must be united.
Western Kenya leaders, including Central Organization of Trade Union Secretary General Francis Atwoli and former Attorney General Amos Wako, rallied the Western Kenya region to support Mudavadi as the region's kingpin. Other leaders present reiterated the need for Luhya Nation to speak in one voice.
The decision that will be made by our leader Wycliffe in this area of Western, sisi tutafuata. Kwa ajili yeye yuko mbele na kiongozi yake yuko pale na anataka kuangalia nyuma na kumuona.
Lakini na sisi pia kama jamii tusilalie masikio, tungoje kupangwa. Lazima tuendelee pia sisi kujipanga mdogo mdogo tukingojea Bongo 3.
The late Mama Rose Nabalayo Mudavadi is the wife to retired Ambassador Justus Mudavadi, who is an uncle to the Prime Cabinet Secretary. Giverson Minor, Legends Edition.
The Orange Democratic Movement leader, Raila Odinga, has called on the party hierarchy to back former governors Ali Hassan Joho, Wycliffe Oparanya and Kisii County boss Simba Arati to safeguard the unity and the future of the opposition outfit. Raila says the trio has worked hard to promote the ideals of ODM and should be propped to continue fighting for the party. Raila was speaking during the coronation of Frederick Owili as Ogai or Elder of Seme in Migori County.
Raila Odinga has once again moved to quell rising tension over the direction of his party, ODM. Raila appears to allay fears that his possible departure to Addis Ababa will leave the party in turmoil.
ODM will live beyond Baba. Even if Baba is not there, ODM should remain there and remain a strong political party.
At a politically charged event in Migori County on Saturday, the ODM leader fronted Ali Hassan Joho, Wycliffe Oparanya and Simba Arati to lead the party's march to cement itself as Kenya's biggest political outfit.
If you see Joho, Oparanya, Simba, then you see Baba.
The ODM party has found itself in a precarious political balancing act where it has to juggle between propping its leader for the African Union Commission and checking the excesses of the Kenya Kwanza government.
Leo mkate waongezwa ushuru, mkate pia unaongezwa taksi. Haya sisi ambao tunzoea kunywa chai kama huku Migori, najua ukifika ya kwanza tu ukikaribishwa tu ukiketi bed pin unaambiwa dhimadho chai. Sasa hata ile package ya majani ya chai itakuwa taxed.
Meanwhile, Frederick Owili has been coronated as the Ogai of the Seme Migori. Tilio Marco for Legends Edition.
United Democratic Alliance Party grassroots elections continued on Saturday, with candidates battling it out in level 2 of the polls in 5 counties. The ruling party employing the hybrid system of elections to avoid any likelihood of rigging. And as Wycliffe Okech reports from Homa Bay County, the exercise went on smoothly, with various aspirants and party officials hailing political maturity that has largely been witnessed in the region.
The first phase of the staggered United Democratic Alliance grassroots elections continued on Saturday in Homa Bay, Busia, West Pokot, Narok and Nairobi counties. In Homa Bay County, 20 delegates elected during the first level over 2 weeks ago met again at the ward contest, where the poll was conducted using the hybrid system.
There are a little bit of issues where there is a mix of names, where the people whose names has appeared for certain posts, these are not posts they applied for, but their names appear elsewhere.
The mix-up we were talking about is not even a mix-up. Because the UDA party believes in democracy, most of the positions, and I think people are receiving messages, people have been elected unopposed. So we are only having a few contested positions, even from the way you have seen us here. So most of us were elected unopposed, and we are proceeding to the next level in 2 weeks' time. That will be the constituency, then we'll move to the county.
UDA party officials and delegates held the exercise.
Chama cha UDA kimeonyesha nia ya kufanya kazi na eneo letu pamoja na viongozi wetu pamoja na wananchi katika eneo letu. Natuma risala za pongezi kwa wote ambao wamepata nafasi kaunti ya Homa Bay mzima pamoja na kaunti nyingine, ili tuonyeshe taifa hili kwamba hakuna ngome ya mtu, hakuna ngome ya mtu. Kwa hivyo wakati huu wa Kenya watakuwa katika chama chochote kile wanataka.
We are one people and we may have differences in politics, but after politics you go back, you stay in your family or in your community. I'm happy with the people of Kibiri, I'm happy with the people of Gachiwanyo, I'm happy with the people of Homa Bay, because since we started this exercise, no one has interfered with one another.
A time must come when President William Ruto has donated to us his own political party UDA, for people who have been blocked from getting elected year in, year out, to get an opportunity to compete at par with those who have been the single party in Lowland ODM.
The next level of the staggered exercise will be conducted at the sub-counties in dates to be communicated to potential contestants by the party leadership. For the Legends edition from Homa Bay County, I am Wycliffe Okech.
For the first time in its 35-year history as the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation, the national broadcaster will have a female at the helm. Agnes Kaleche Nguna was appointed Managing Director, Chief Executive Officer on Friday for a 3-year term. The immediate former Chief Operations Officer at the Star Publications becomes the 13th Managing Director at Broadcasting House, which boasts 2 television stations, 4 public service radio stations and 11 public commercial radio stations.
Communication from the Ministry of Information, Communication and the Digital Economy dated Friday 17th of May 2024 marked a new chapter for the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. For the next 3 years, Broadcasting House, located along Harry Thika Road in Nairobi, will be led by Agnes Kaleche Nguna. She is the first woman to occupy the position since 1989, when an Act of Parliament reverted the then Voice of Kenya to Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. As the 13th Managing Director of KBC, she succeeds Paul Macharia, who has been acting in the position for 5 months. Macharia was preceded by Samuel Maina, also in acting capacity. Maina took over from Dr. Naeem Bilal in 2022. The first Managing Director was David Olenasieku between 1989 and 1991. Then followed Engineer Philip Okundi, who was in charge until 1995. Engineer Okundi was succeeded by Simeon Anabwani, who ushered in Joe Hamisi at the turn of the 21st century. Others who occupied the position were Caxton Munyoki, Washero Waruru, David Waweru, Waithaka Waihenya and Paul Gilani. Before her appointment, Nguna was Chief Operating Officer at the Star Publications and also Chairperson of the Media Owners Association. She sits on the board of the National Cancer Institution Kenya and is a supervisory board member of the World Association of Newspapers and News Publishers. Nguna was among 8 candidates shortlisted for the position of Managing Director following an advertisement for the position published in local dailies on Tuesday, February 13th of 2024. The interviews were conducted on Tuesday, March 26th, 2024. Yusufar reporting for the Legends edition.
Right, a big welcome to our Managing Director, Agnes Kaleche. Wishing you all the best. It's time for a quick break and we'll be back in a short while. Stay with us.
Shamba ni mbili, yako ni gani? Kwenye star 570 hash. Every 100 shillings unayotumia kwa Lucky Game inakupa 1 entry point ya kuingia kwenye drum ya draw, ambayo inakupa fursa ya kujishindia moja kati ya shamba hizi mbili. Mwisho wa April namtangaza mshindi wa shamba hili la 1.1 million Kenyan shillings na unapata title deed yako safi. Na mwisho wa Mei namtangaza mshindi wa shamba hili la 1.1 million Kenyan shillings, lori za mawe na mchanga. Ploti ndizo hizi. Dial star 570 hash. Title deed ndio hii. Vuka na shake.
Comprehensive motor vehicle insurance covers death and bodily injury to passengers, death and bodily injury to pedestrians, damage to third-party property, loss or damage to vehicle due to fire, theft and accident. Comprehensive insurance does not cover the driver and owner of the vehicle. Consider taking a personal accident to cover driver and owner of the vehicle. Motor vehicle insurance cover is not transferable. When you sell your vehicle, remember to cancel your policy. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
I'm a supporter of raising children as a mother to be able to have these gentlemen out there as gentlemen and not men. You know, I tell people that we want to give wanaume bora, si bora wanaume.
One thing I know for sure I'm very, like I work hard at, and she actually tells me off about it, is you need to give me space. Because I'm always like, you're my heart walking around. I usually like, baby, you're my heart walking around. She's like, Mom, get over yourself.
Another challenge, you see her sister anajua more of him than me. Like they twin kabisa. So you find he will tell the sister everything, but he won't tell me. So the sister is the reporter. Yani ni ana report kila kitu like wacha nikwambie.
Welcome back. A cloud of despair hangs heavy over residents of Kero Valley, Baringo County, in the wake of demolitions allegedly by the Kenya Wildlife Service that have left families homeless and destitute. Residents of Cheptigate village have recounted the horror of watching helplessly as their homes were being brought down.
Demolitions in Cheptigate village targeting alleged encroaches on Lake Kamnarok Game Reserve were carried out without warning, displacing families that have lived in the area for decades.
We have flushed out the said people, and our intention is we continue to arrest them so that they can leave this ecosystem, so that our future children can also benefit in terms of conservation.
I don't know of any training ama manual yoyote ambayo inakuruhusu wewe kama askari kuchukua kibiriti na kuchoma nyumba ya mtu. Hata iwe iko nini ama nini, hata ikiwa iko ndani ya wapi. Kuna njia ambayo ya kuzungumzia mwananchi mpaka mkubaliane na yeye.
The situation is no better in neighboring Kipsenger village, where homesteads have been vandalized and crops destroyed. The destruction of homes has left people vulnerable to the elements and wildlife. Some families that had sought refuge from bandit attacks now facing a double tragedy.
Stop that kind of inhuman eviction to my people without notice, without plan, without consultation. Mimi kama MP pamoja na viongozi wale wengine, hakuna mtu alituhusisha. Na sisi tulichakuliwa na raia kuwakilisha watu.
Unakuja kuchoma nyumba ya mtu mwanaume kama mimi mbele ya watoto yangu na hakuna makosa, ujapatia mimi notice ili nijipange nione notice iko namna gani.
Mimi mzaliwa hapa. Babu yangu alizaliwa hapa. Pia baba alizaliwa hapa tena. Mpaka sasa hapa mimi nikiishi kama ni mgaji ya hapa na mzaliwa hapa. Sijui mali pengine hata baba yangu hajui mali anaenda.
Displaced families are at a loss as to where to seek shelter or even how to rebuild. Kasi Chanomasha, Legends Edition.
The University of Embu and international stakeholders have partnered with DEB Kangaroo Comprehensive School to develop and establish an art lab that is expected to facilitate implementation of the competency-based curriculum. This and more in our County News Roundup. And after this roundup, we'll go straight to sports with the latest, and Topi Lambila will join you shortly.
Speaking during the launch of the Art Lab, the University of Embu Vice-Chancellor Professor Daniel Mugendi noted that art is an important aspect of learning and helps young learners to capture different cultural perspectives by expressing creativity.
Art Lab ni kama laboratory ya kufunza
wanafunzi mambo ya CBC, na hii tunaanza kutoka kwa wale wa ndogo sana kule P1 na P2.
Also in Narok County, youths who have completed Form 4 but cannot afford to pursue further studies have a reason to smile now following the launch of a business management training program dubbed in Enterprises, E-commerce and Training.
This initiative represents a significant step in empowering our youth in the spheres of e-commerce, entrepreneurship and trade.
Meanwhile, in Kitui County, a section of residents in Bondoni area in Mwingi West are appealing to the national government to intervene and fast-track construction of Bondoni police post. The residents say the construction stalled in 2016. And the Kenya National Highway Authority has begun repairing sections of the Garissa-Mandogo road that were washed away by the recent floods. In Busia County, the woman representative has commended Kero MP Nindi Nyoro for his useful understanding on the budget-making process.
Chairman, mimi nakupongeza sana kwa sababu mimi naona wewe unapenda wa Kenya kwa jumla. Uko Mandera na kuona Kisii na kuona kila mahali. Kwa hivyo hiyo ndio upendo tunahitaji Kenya. Tuunganisha wa Kenya pamoja, tupendane.
Na tunatengeneza bajeti ya trilioni 3.913. Na katika hiyo pesa, ile pahali tunapeleka pesa mingi ya serikali ni pahali ya elimu ya watoto wa Kenya.
Finally, elders in Isiolo County have appealed for support from state and non-state actors to enable them to fully actualize the alternative justice system, which has been lauded by many as more convenient in comparison to going through the court process.
Wale wazee ambao wanasimamia ADR, wengine wao hata hawajasoma, hawajui kuandika, na inakuwa ni shida kwao. Kuna kile yale ambayo ilikuwa imesemekana katika kikao ya kutatua maneno kati ya wawili ambao wamekosana. Tena hawana vifaa ya kufanya naye kazi, hawana taaluma ya kuandika minute ili hii record ionekane kesho.
Jacqueline Masharia for Legends Edition.
Your house is one of your greatest investments. Have you bought a domestic package insurance cover? This policy covers residential buildings against damage by floods, fire and lightning, and other causes. House contents like furniture and household goods against theft or damage. Death or injury to domestic servants in the course of employment. Death or injury to visitors within the residential premises. Personal belongings like laptops, iPads, and phones within and outside the home. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. Imabora kwa taifa.
Watch the Mozart-Bet Cup as teams from both the top tier and low tier battle for the ultimate prize of representing the country in Africa's CAF Confederations Cup. Catch all the action live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, beginning with a round of 16 matches, the quarter-final, semi-final, and the final. Mozart-Bet Cup, live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Sports News is brought to you by Mozart-Bet.
Good evening once again, and it's a big welcome to the sports segment of the Legends Edition this Saturday evening. And as usual, we've prepared for you quite a bit from the sports desk. Starting with the rugby, the National Rugby Sevens men's team, Shujaa, began the World Rugby Sevens Challenger final round by winning all their 3 Pool C matches today in Munich, Germany, as they seek to confirm their place in the playoffs. The Lionesses won 2 matches in their pool in Poland and lost 1 in their quest for a 4th finish. Kenya's best performance both in attack and defense was displayed against Portugal as they limited their opponents to just 1 unconverted try, eventually winning 33-5 on their way to the top of Pool C. The above performance also came against Japan as Kenya secured a 28-12 win. Their resilience was tested against Chile, but Kenya edged their opponents with one try, winning 17-12. The Kenyan men are now top Pool C with 9 points, 2 above Chile. Their lady counterparts narrowly defeated host Poland 21-19 in Krakow, but could not match Belgium's game as they failed to score a single try in the 22-0 loss. The Kenyan ladies upped their game in their third match as they came from behind to try down to thrash Mexico 29-7. Tusker FC easily moved to the second position in the FKF Premier League log after seeing off Police 1-0 at the Police Circle Stadium in one of the 3 Premier League matches played today. In another match, Posta Rangers defeated Kakamega Homeboys 2-1 at the same venue. Let's take a look.
Charles Mumanyi scored the only goal for Tusker FC in the 43rd minute.
Patrick Matasi anakuja. Shafan Oyugisiwa.
Police FC tried to fight back in the second half, but the Brewers did not give them a chance to level the score. Robert Matano's Chargers easily moved to the second position after a 1-0 win against the Servicemen. The Brewers are now 8 points behind league leaders Gor Mahia, who have 64 points. In another match played at the same venue, Posta Rangers defeated Kakamega Homeboys 2-1.
Tumesema tujaona chochote, lakini mwisho wa siku Brian Chala Eshihanda anaunganisha ule mpira kwa kichwa.
Rangers moved to the 7th position with 46 points, while Homeboys lie in the 9th position with 44 points.
Kibwana inaunganishwa kwa maridadi kabisa.
Elsewhere in Dandora Stadium, Kariobangi Sharks defeated staggering Shabana FC 2-1. In tomorrow's matches, Gor Mahia will face Moroni Youths, Bandari FC will meet Sofapaka, AFC Leopards will play Bidco United, while Nzoia Sugar will battle Nairobi City Stars. For Legends Edition, I'm Sila Onyango.
Now, the Kenya women's under-17 national team, the Junior Starlets, have set their sights on nothing short of a win tomorrow's crucial FIFA Under-17 World Cup qualifier against Ethiopia. The match is scheduled to be for tomorrow at 3 p.m. at the Ulinzi Sports Complex Stadium.
Junior Starlets intensified their preparations ahead of their highly anticipated second leg match against Ethiopia in the FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup qualifiers after a challenging 0-0 draw in the first leg of the third round at the Abebe Bekila Stadium in Addis Ababa.
Tumejipush, tumework on our weaknesses. At least this time, venye tumefunzwa na coaches, tunataka tumuonyeshe yenyewe tunaweza. Juu coaches yenyewe wame do their part, same baki sisi players tufanye part yetu.
Junior Starlets coach Mildred Cheche said the team is all prepared for their opponents in the must-win match that will enable them to advance to the 4th and final round in the Women's FIFA World Cup.
It's a big match for the girls and also to Kenya because it's a chance to qualify for the World Cup. It's a step closer when we win the match or when we pull through this round. It's a step closer to going to the World Cup.
Hello.
You are ready?
Yes.
We come here just to tell you that we love you so much and that we are praying with you every minute of the way. And tomorrow, I am going to begin our country, sharing your blessing.
For Legends Edition, I'm Sela Onyango.
Wishing our girls the best in tomorrow's encounter at the Ulinzi Sports Complex, and also hope that Kenyans will go there to cheer them up. Now, the Kenya Volleyball League record holders GSU were beaten by the Kenya Forest Service in a 5-set thriller in their match today during the fourth leg of the Kenya Volleyball Federation League at the Nyayo Stadium Gymnasium. In the women's matches, defending women's champions KCB overcame former champions Kenya Prisons in another thriller at the Kasarani Indoor Gymnasium. Our KBC crew was on the spot to capture the following.
The Kenya men's volleyball powerhouse GSU were humbled by Kenya Forest Servicemen by 3-2 in today's thrilling matches. The Forest Servicemen made their intentions clear from their first set, which they won 25-23, before losing the second set 17-25. They worked on their attack and backward defense in the third set to win 25-23, before letting their guard down in the fourth set, where GSU won 25-19 to push the match into a decider. There was no stopping KFS after that, as they made sure to take the set 18-16 and win the match as a result.
We had our errors, and that one make us lose the match. But we are ready to prepare for the next matches. Like tomorrow we have Prisons, and we are ready to prepare for playoffs again.
Game ilikuwa mzuri, GSU wako sawa, wamekuwa na game nzuri. Asubuhi walipikwa, ndio maana leo wamechangamkia sasa.
Administration Police beat Prisons Rift Valley 3-1 in other men's matches, as Prisons Kenya beat Kenya Army by 3 straight sets.
What will happen is, this is the top league, this is Division 1, so even if they get relegated, they'll still be in the league because they'll go to Division 2. But what is the biggest consolation is that our Division 2 is very competitive at the moment.
Defending women's champion KCB emulated the Forest Servicemen to overcome Kenya Prisons by 3-2. They won the first set 25-21, but Prisons bounced back to win the second set 25-21 and third set 25-16. KCB did not relent in the quest for the win and made sure they recovered to take the fourth set 25-18, as well as a decider which they won 15-4. King Orimwangi for Legends Edition.
Anouk van der Velde and Clark Nelson are the winners of the first leg of the Extreme Tennis Tournament that was held today at the Parklands Sports Club. The second leg will start tomorrow at the same venue. Some of the action.
Germany's Anouk van der Velde beat Kenya's Chepkemoi Yego 6-4, 6-love in the semi-finals to advance to the finals, where she thrashed Mil Fries of Belgium 6-3, 6-3 to win the first leg of the Extreme Tennis Tournament.
It was tough. I mean, I wasn't playing my best tennis, but I managed to, win the points and win the match, so I'm really happy about that. And overall, she's a really good player. I hope not to meet her in the future again, but I'm really happy the way I played. So yeah, it was okay. I was really focused on court, so it's just more motivating when they come to support me. So I'm actually really happy that they came, because it's more an advantage when you have so many people behind you and cheering on for you.
I was playing Anouk. First seed, she played really good. She had some good strokes. I got a little bit frustrated because my game wasn't so good today. It was better yesterday when I played my semifinals, but I tried. I gave my best. It was tough.
In the men's tournament, Clark Nelson of South Africa defeated Max Lenz Faniel of Belgium 2-1. Nelson won the first set 6-4 before Faniel came back strongly in the second set to win 4-6. However, Nelson overcame Faniel 6-4 in the third set to win 2-1. A total of 73 players from 30 countries are taking part in the tournament. Faith Akinyi for Legends Edition.
The National Youth Service men's handball team narrowly defeated JKUAT 32-30 in the National Handball League matches played at the Nyayo National Stadium, as league leaders Ulinzi men maintained their position on the log after overcoming Engineers men 32-29. Matthew Nguma was the top scorer for the National Youth Service after finding the back of the net 7 times, while Lami Kimtai and Sami Amani contributed 5 and 3 goals apiece. JKUAT men proved to be strong until the dying minutes of the second half when they conceded 2 goals that sealed NYS win. In another match played at the same venue, league leaders Ulinzi men bagged their maximum points after defeating Engineers 32-29 to maintain their pole position. NYS women made it a double triumph for their service as they outshone JKUAT 33-22, while Black Mamba men drew 39 all with Desert Scorpions. The league continues tomorrow. And from the motocross scene, Neil Gohil was crowned the Open Class winner of the 4th round of the Kenya National Autocross Championship Series, held today at the Kasarani Stadium. Gohil clocked a total of 6 minutes, 44.19 seconds to win the class ahead of Sajjad Khan, who was second almost a minute behind. Gohil celebrated the triumph having beaten veteran drivers, among them defending champion John Kadivan. Youngster Aman Ganatra completed a scintillating double by winning both the 2-wheel drive non-turbo and 4-wheel drive turbo classes. Cheche Ababu, son of Cabinet Secretary for Sports Ababu Namwamba, won the junior 2-wheel drive non-turbo class in the event organized by the Western Kenya Motor Club of Eldoret. This is some of the action.
Almost a 2.5-year absence that I've even competed in autocross. So it's good to see that my pace is there and the boys are picking up. It's very nice to see the youth doing well. Neil, Aman, a lot of more little kids in the buggies doing very well. So I'm very happy to see motorsport in Kenya growing.
We are training in all other aspects of timing, of marshalling the events, using young generation, because we are training them to bring. We'll not be there for too long. They will come taking up the mantle as we move on.
For the first time in motorsport, after 2 years, we have had a bumper entry of 45 entries in this event, and we are very happy and thankful to all the entrants. And we have a mix of guys from the old time and the latest, the new upcoming drivers.
From the swimming pools, Jeremy Kogo, Paul Sanya and Audrey Chebet were among today's winners of the Kenya Aquatic National Swimming Championships held in Thika today. Over 270 junior swimmers drawn from 42 clubs took part in the championship. Let's take a look.
Jeremy Kogo took charge in the boys 12 to 13 years 50 meters in a time of 34.97 seconds ahead of Andrew Ogola and Jonathan Kiwese, who finished second and third respectively. In the 16 to 17 years boys 100 meters breaststroke, Adam Menj emerged victorious in a time of 1 minute 08.15 seconds ahead of Salim Hakem and Mohammad Sheikh, who took second and third places respectively.
My first time in a national event, and I expect more from me. And in the future, maybe a few months' time, I'll be in the national team, representing it maybe in the Olympics.
The gala is good. I reduced my time, but I'm waiting for more galas to improve in my time.
Outreach Bet recorded a time of 1 minute 02.60 seconds to win the girls 100 meters freestyle ahead of Alaya Weber and Cherry Kamodo, who also completed the podium dash. Meanwhile, the Kenya Aquatic National Swimming Association today exhibited the first ever polo pool game in the country. The game is aimed at equipping junior swimmers with skills and techniques and providing swimmers with more opportunities.
We are trying to develop it and we are trying to encourage our swimmers to undertake the sport, hoping that next year in the World Championship, we will take part.
Age 10, 11, 12, 13 and 14. It's a very competitive age. So we have a very good future in swimming from Kenya. We can see record times being made from here, and we are glad to see that.
Over 270 junior swimmers drawn from 42 clubs took part in the championship. King Orimwangi for Legends Edition.
Now in athletics, Tokyo Olympics champion Emmanuel Korir will open his season at the Diamond League meeting tomorrow in Rabat, Morocco. Korir will face his compatriots, the 2023 World Silver medalist Emmanuel Wanyonyi and Wycliffe Kinyamal, in the 800-meter race. Meanwhile, Africa 100-meter record holder Ferdinand Omanyala will race in the second edition of the Adidas Atlanta City Games, slated for tonight at the Piedmont Park.
Emmanuel Wanyonyi is expected to showcase his good form as he heads to Rabat. Wanyonyi will be up against former world champion Emmanuel Korir and Commonwealth Games champion Wycliffe Kinyamal. Two-time world 300-meter steeplechase champion Conseslus Kipruto will be back on track after being out of competition for 8 months after finishing a distant 14 at the Diamond League meeting in Monaco July last year. Kipruto faces an uphill task against world and Olympic champion Soufiane El Bakali, who will be competing on home soil. Meanwhile, African 100 meters record holder Ferdinand Omanyala will face South Africa's Akani Simbine in the second edition of the Adidas Atlanta City Games at Piedmont Park. World 800 meters women champion Mary Moraa will compete in tonight's annual USA Track and Field Los Angeles Grand Prix. Nora Mwangi reporting for Legends Edition.
Now, Africa's biggest football rivals, Esperance and Al Ahly, will meet in tonight's CAF Champions League first leg final in what promises to be a blockbuster. Esperance of Tunisia hopes to capitalize on their home advantage over Egypt's Al Hilal as they chase the 5th Champions League crown. The game will be televised live on KBC Channel 1 at 10 p.m. tonight. Don't go away, keep it KBC.
Keen as the corner comes in, and it's gone straight through the keeper's hands for the opener.
The stage is set for a spectacular showdown between two African giants, Esperance of Tunisia and Egypt's Al Ahly. The latter have lifted the trophy a record 11 times already in pursuit of a 12th, while the Tunisians look to use their first leg home advantage to steal a march on the blood and gold. The two sides have been solid at the back, with goalkeepers Mustafa Shabir of Ali and Esperance's Amanale Mimiche arguably the players of the tournament so far, with a remarkable 11 clean sheets each from 12 matches.
Immediately bends a lovely ball in there, and that surely is the tie done and dusted.
Keep an eye out for Esperance's Brazilian forward Jan Sass, who scored a third of his team's total goals so far. The visitors, meanwhile, will be boosted by the return of Aliou Dieng, who returns from injury. The game will be streamed live on KBC Channel 1 at 10 p.m. tonight, with the second leg taking place in Cairo in a week's time. For Legends Edition, I'm Emmanuel Ndungu.
So just remember to stay tuned to KBC after the news for that great match between Esperance and El Ahly. Now, the big story, EPL preview. The 2023-2024 Premier League season comes to an end tomorrow, with the final 10 matches being played across England. Manchester City, who face West Ham United at the Etihad Stadium, are on course to win a 4-peat and may be the first team to do so since the beginning of the Premier League in 1992. The other title contenders, Arsenal, will face Everton in their final game. Let's take a listen.
Title contenders Arsenal sit second, 2 points behind Manchester City. They will win their first league title since their unbeaten title run in 2004 if they manage to bag a win over Everton at Emirates Stadium and Manchester City suffer a loss or a draw. Arsenal is ahead of Manchester City on goal difference by 1. The race for the European football will also be stiff as second spots for the Europa League and the Europa Conference League are still in contention with Chelsea, Newcastle and Manchester United battling for the 2 slots. If Chelsea lose to Bournemouth at Stamford Bridge and Newcastle triumph over Brentford in their away game, Newcastle will snatch the number 6 position on goal difference, proceeding to the Europa League and relegating Chelsea to the Europa Conference League. Chelsea sit comfortably at number 6 with 3 points ahead of Newcastle and Manchester United, with Newcastle having the biggest goal difference between the two at 21, Chelsea having 13, Manchester United -3. If Newcastle fail to defeat Brentford and Manchester United beat Brighton while away, they will surpass Newcastle to secure the Europa Conference League position. As it stands, the hope of Manchester United playing European football is very slim. Burnley, Luton and Sheffield United, promoted last season, will be relegated back to the championships.
So that definitely is going to be a clincher for the fans of the EPL tomorrow. But of course, for fans of Harambee Stars, FC Leopards and Kogalo like myself, we'll take a back seat. But watch you guys tear yourself apart. From me, it's Topi Liambila saying good night. And remember to tune in again next week for another edition of The Legends on Saturday. It's been great having you watching us. Now over to my colleague, Fayyaz, to wrap it up.
Sports News was brought to you by Mozart Bet. You can lift the plane. The higher you fly, the higher your win. The sky is the limit. Mozart Bet.
Thank you very much, Topi Liambila, for the latest in sports. And that's all from our newsroom. I am Fayyaz Qureshi. Our sign language interpreter for tonight's edition was Anne Wangeshi. Thank you for watching and have a good night.